The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Delaware.
Madam Chair, I rise today in support of my amendment, Amendment number 36. This amendment highlights the importance of the Department of Housing and Urban Development's pathways to removing obstacles to housing, otherwise known as pro-housing grant program, and land use reform policies, which were short-sightedly omitted entirely from this partisan bill that we are considering tonight, H.R. 4820. This grant program, funded for the first time in fiscal year 2023, is based on broadly supported bipartisan bills, including My Housing Supply and Affordability Act and the Yes in My Backyard Act. The program incentivizes reform of local land use policies that hinder the expansion of affordable housing supply. Our nation is facing an affordable housing crisis. We have a shortage of as many as 7 million affordable homes. This drastic underproduction hurts American families. It hurts communities, businesses, and costs the economy about $2 trillion per year in lower productivity and wages. The lack of affordable housing also increases the strain on the labor market. With about 9.6 million job openings in the U.S., from food service to cybersecurity, employers in nearly every industry are struggling to find and retain workers. The bottom line is that it takes a job. You have to have a home to be able to afford the place that you live. I hear about this problem in almost every meeting that I attend up and down my state. It's a problem that impacts people in Delaware, from our beaches to the cities to the rural communities. And I know it's impacting Americans across this country. So I urge my colleagues to think about the human impact of the lack of affordable housing: extreme stress, homelessness, increased workforce shortages, poorer health outcomes. It is clear that housing is foundational to our well-being. Strict land use policies create artificial restrictions that drive up cost and delay production. In many cases, there are horrible vestiges from the past where discriminatory redlining broke up communities and prevented Americans from having access to the American dream. Unfortunately, the bill that we are voting on today will squander another opportunity to right those wrongs of the past. We know the bill in its current form has no chance of becoming law, and the lack of meaningful housing reform and support like the pro-housing program and land reform policies are examples of the many fatal flaws with this bill. The adoption of my amendment will at least signal to the Senate and our appropriations leaders that we need to include the pro-housing program and land use policy reforms into a final appropriations bill. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on my amendment, and I reserve.
The gentlewoman from Delaware reserves.